Well, here we are. It's about a week after the convention's over, and my staff is going to come gather at my house here for a debrief meeting, as well as a barbecue, kind of like a little, like a after-event celebration type of deal. Today's one of those days where it's a good time to kind of reflect on what's been going on in the past year. The volunteers, some of you may know, have been around for about 11 plus years now. I've been doing it for just as long, since year one, 2003, way back in the days when ABVP Boston was at the Boston Park Plaza. And I remember the volunteers department was just in a small little room with maybe one window. I think it was a window. I don't remember if it was a window or it might have been an air duct. I don't remember.
I also remember when it was in the tiniest room in the convention center, and we had to use a closet for storage space and sometimes eat lunch in there because there was no room. And
Billy Chen, who was one of the founding members of the convention, as well as the first director of, volunteers manager of the department, of volunteers department, started this whole thing. He was the one who laid the first milestone for the department, and well, the rest is history. So a lot has definitely changed since then. Volunteers back then, the first year, grew from maybe a dozen volunteers to 1, 2 staff members.
I like how ABVP has changed over the last few years. It being called ABVP is actually one of the biggest ones. I just remember when it was Volunteer HQ, and that's all it was.
Not only that, we've been widely recognized by a lot of conventions, not just in the region, but across the country as well. From as far as Arizona to Oregon, has contacted the department just to kind of get an idea into how we do things and to sort of model behind us, which is a huge compliment for us. Because, I mean, me personally, I remember the day when we were just like small potatoes. And now people are like sort of looking up to us. Even conventions have been around longer than us, so it definitely is something to be proud of, and that's for sure.
The perks that we've been getting are better every year, and it feels like everyone is becoming more and more like a family. It's been one of the best con experiences that I've ever had, and I've attended a lot of cons before.
One of the questions I get asked a lot is, why do you keep doing what you're doing? I gotta tell you the truth. I'm not really into anime, which is very ironic because this is an anime convention. Look, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. What's a Naruto? I mean, is that the thing that goes in the bowl with the ramen and everything? I have absolutely no idea. But why do I keep doing what I'm doing?
I enjoy it. I love the people. I love the antics, the shenanigans. It's crazy all the time. It's busy. Like some of the other departments just doesn't have, like, this just isn't as close-knit, isn't as bonded as volunteers, and we do so much stuff outside of con. Like, we have summer events, staff bonding, and it's just so much better.
Being a member of the staff gave me an outlet for my anime geekiness, and through them has allowed me to express my other geeky qualities to other friends of mine, especially even at work. And it has made me a much more enjoyable person to be around because of.
And that alone, of like the idea, the vision of just building a volunteer-based community into something that everybody had a common interest with, was amazing. And my interest grew like exponentially after that, at just one convention. And I've been going back like ever since.
I've been working for them for 5 years as a volunteer before I became staff, so I've known them for quite a while, and when we work together, we get things done really quickly. We work together very well.
What makes ABVP Boston Volunteers different from my other volunteer organizations, it's primarily because I don't really. Now, I do warn people about their sugar intake just as much as I do the diabetes programs I'm a volunteer for. Yeah, you people really need to watch your intake.
And honestly, I can't really see myself moving anywhere else. Volunteer is where I began, volunteer is where I'm going to end up if I ever leave this organization. It will be the last position I will hold. How would I characterize the staff? Diverse, one. Hardworking is another. Dedicated, honest. But I think that just like volunteers, the diversity is what makes the whole thing come around. We have one new staff member who is a teacher, and then we have another one who studied gaming, and another one who's I don't know, he studies rocks or something like that. There's some sort of paleontology or environmental specialist or something. We have another one who's in finance, or another one who's in finance. I myself is an engineer slash manager. And I mean, the list goes on. And I think all that diversity really helps add to the color and the skill set of my entire staff, which makes it so successful.
From my experiences with Anime Boston and just being a volunteer, then on to staff of volunteers, we see everything. We see the inner workings of the convention. We see how people and staff interact with each other. And it provides such a good backdrop to just bring out ideas.
You're here at the anime convention to meet people that have the same interests as you. And it's always so hard to find, in the outside world, because I work in like a 9-to-5 office job, and it's very hard to come up with a conversation with anime.
No, but I actually do recall seeing volunteers working, and they were very hardworking, so that stood out the most before I joined, and probably that's more the reason why I joined, just seeing them hardworking and wanting to help out.
I was actually offered a higher position by registration, but I actually turned it down because this staff position was what I've wanted for years. So I've actually stayed with volunteers for 5 years, and I finally got chosen as staff. So I was actually quite happy about the position, and I chose to come back to VHQ.
Things have changed a lot for the better. It's a lot more organized. I feel like it's a lot more of a bigger sense of community. And even though the staff has changed, the initial family feeling's still there, so it's always good. I feel like I have a bigger family now, actually.
And I guess they're actually the main reason why my first year here is amazing. Without them, I feel like I wouldn't know what to do or what I'm doing here, why I'm staying here. But I love them and they're like family, and I'm glad to be part of this team.
In one word, I would characterize them as family. We're very close. We're very friendly towards each other, except for Al.
Of course, the craziness that they put me through is, I guess, it's part of the charm. For those who remember what happened last year, well, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm sure there's more to come.
Let's see, I like Lily's attitude. I don't really want to change that. I like it because Lily will stay attitude. She makes funny faces when you call her attitude. I would, actually get a call sign.
You do have a call sign.
I do not have a call sign. You have like 32 call signs from me.
Yeah, Water Buffalo is one of them.
That's not.
That'll be the only one.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep. What can I say about the volunteers? I mean, they're the heart and soul of the whole group. There's about 400 something staff members. Volunteers numbered up to about 120. So that's almost a quarter of the entire actual working group of personnel, group of staff, quote unquote, that makes a convention work.
Hardest working with volunteers, I want to say it's remembering their name. This year actually, I believe it's the last day, the volunteers who worked at registration had a name tag on them. They actually had those like, hello, my name is, stuck onto them like right here. It actually helped me a lot.
There's so many of them. There's a lot of personalities to work with, and they're a lot of fun.
Honestly, the hardest thing working with volunteers is remembering all your names. Yes, some of you guys come back every year, but there's a huge chunk of you guys just newly born into volunteers.
But yeah, I think it's just really fun with all the volunteers. There's different type of people, and I just love meeting all of them.
And that's where the volunteers come in. They're the ones that say, hey, you know what, you need help, we got you. And that's exactly what they do. They hear us that we need help. I just call out, hey, we need help from at X department and we need this many volunteers, and you get maybe like 20 or 30 hands up every single time. Okay, these volunteers are amazing. What would happen if volunteers would just suddenly disappear? No volunteer help whatsoever. Again, it's really you volunteers that really drives this whole department. We really depend on you for a lot of things. And without you guys, well, I mean, we're in trouble. $500,000 on food and prizes.
Yes. Do you know how many awesome prizes we can get?
Away cars.
Except most of the volunteers can't drive yet. We give away like a college fund or something.
That's a good thing.
We could actually offer like community service awards for school. Like if you work so many hours at ABVP, you can get community service and money towards like your first semester of books or something.
That's a good idea.
It would be an awesome idea if we, if we had the money.
At one point, yes, it was just volunteering. A bunch of people come together, just kind of give a helping hand, and once they're done, it's done. But somewhere along the line, that developed into something else. And the point is, the community did grow years and years back, and that has been growing ever since.
If I had to describe one word, it would be fun. Just because, you know, we have all kinds of people coming over to Anime Boston from all parts of the world. That it's very interesting who will come up to Volunteer HQ and volunteer their time.
We laugh, we cry, we yell at each other, we scream. Sometimes we'll gamble with the hours, which we are not supposed to do that, by the way.
The word that I'd probably describe Anime Boston volunteers is family. I mean, everyone has gotten to know each other so well throughout the years. Even just throughout the days, like I see more people just mingling with each other and just kind of helping each other out.
I like to get to know a lot of people, and this is one way to get to know people from around the world.
Butter. One word to describe the volunteers is butter, because everything goes smoothly when we work with them. So that's as much of a word I could use to describe them.
Not Vaseline or...
No, that's just lube.
There is a stigma about volunteering that you have to go to kind of give yourself back to something, either to your community or because you need to work for hours for school or something like that. A lot would say that isn't the case with this department. Volunteers, especially the new ones, would come in expecting to say, oh, okay, it's all about counting the hours and everything. But somewhere along the line, they'll probably forget that it's about counting hours anymore. And by the time they leave on Sunday, they'll be like, oh wow, we volunteered for something? It didn't even feel like it. All I had was a lot of fun.
Seeing them working so hard for something that they enjoy going to and meeting new people there, it's quite an experience.
We want people who come with the mindset of helping out, but then leave knowing that they helped out and had a blast doing it. I just want to say thank you again. I can't even say thank you enough for all that you do. Whether you contribute only like 1 or 2 hours, the ones that contribute 20 plus hours year after year after year, it doesn't matter, even a little bit helps. And I do hope that you guys keep coming back. We're gonna have new stuff for you every year. The prize pool is just gonna get bigger and bigger. And well, I hope you guys are here to stay. And that's it. A lot of love for you guys.
I've been asked to make a few statements to end my video. I've just decided to create a few set of rules for the volunteers to follow when I'm around. First one, don't hug me. Second one, feel free to involve me in any games you wish to play. I'm the life of the party, remember that. The third one, if I offer you a high five and you don't take it, you will be spurned for the rest of your volunteer career. Done.